What happens to England if they lose the Ashes heavily? 4-1, 5-0. What happens? What happens then?
I'm looking to the next game. Forget the 4-1, 5-0. The next game is imperative.
No. Stop trying to be normal cricket guy here. Let's pretend that they've already lost 4-1.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
All right, Bumble can have a spell.
Bumble, how much are you looking forward to going out to Australia if England are 2-0 down?
Well,
How are you looking forward to having to sit in that commentary box with all those Aussies?
I know I'll have to survive, and I'm on one of these sort of WhatsApp groups, and it's incessant up to now when we've played one game. So I need a real turnaround from England, and if they go 2-0 down, I mean that is a real character then.
Yeah, they're not coming back from 2-0 though, are they?
Well, they've done it before. They've come back and
away,
not to win,
not away from home,
and not to win,
and to draw. So I mean, it is unbelievably important this next game, and character comes into it. Know how, revise how you're going to play, and the significance of going down 4-1 or 5-1. It's inevitable that a number of them will get sacked. It's as simple as that.
So I think that's the point. Is
Will they get sacked?
Probably Crawley and Pope are done.
Crawley and Pope have got 1-year central contracts, which does suggest if they don't score any runs in this series and England lose heavily, the England team will look beyond them moving forward.
I actually think Pope's big problem is getting in. He got in twice. He just couldn't get on, and that might come back to bite him because he's going to have a lot of tests where he doesn't get in. Right, so he's going to be in trouble.
And we know with Pope, his returns do fall off as the series progresses.
I'm not too worried about Crawley because he went out twice in the first over. These things happen. You're an opening batter.
That was a ridiculous catch from Stokes.
It was a great catch. I don't know why he was driving a ball that he could have cut in the first innings, but that's what Crawley does, and we understand that. But I think they probably stopped that experiment and they look somewhere else, at least in the short term. It really puts a huge dent in Brendan McCullum's overall godlike status, doesn't it? Because this is it. This everything was. They kept telling us this is where it was aimed. This is what they were trying to do. And if they get smashed in the face, then they have to just admit that it completely fell apart and it wasn't what they wanted to do. So I think that's a bit. What about Stokes? You had Stokes as possibly one of England's greatest ever captains, John. Right?
If they win, yeah.
And if they get smashed, he just goes down as another bloke who made mistakes.
Well, we always go in cycles, and the cycle is Australia. That's it.
Here's England's record. I went through this. I haven't cross-referenced it, but it's just from memory. I might have missed a series here. England's record overseas in the Bazball era. They played Pakistan 6 times. They've beaten them 4 times and lost twice. Right? They won 1 series. They lost one series. They played New Zealand in 2 series overseas. They won the first one 1-1, and they drew the first one 1-1, and then they should have won 2-0 actually, and they won the second one 2-1. You'd say that's pretty decent, right? Pakistan 3-0.
And they will be judged on the Ashes.
Right. Now, outside of that, they've played in India once and they lost heavily, 4-1. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have lost heavily, though.
But they did.
But they did. And they have, of course, played Australia in 1 test match and lost that. So you'd say not great shakes. Good against Pakistan.
Deep breath. They've lost 1 game badly. They have to come back from that. And so, just your question, which is a negative English-style question.
To be fair, I came up with the question.
Yeah. But I'm not
I thought it was brilliant.
But it's inevitable that there will be change.
Yeah. So I think it affects McCullum's legacy, Bazball's legacy, Stokes' legacy.
Yeah.
I think that the 2 batters who are the fringiest batters, they might look to see if there's anything else.
There is. Asib Hamid.
Well, I mean, they might do something like that, but they might try something else. The other thing that they have to do...
And the captain, Hamid. Captain.
The other thing that they probably have to do, right, is just work out if having this sort of one-dimensional bowling attack is really what they want. Given that I don't think pitchers really need one. They almost have the perfect bowling attack for like 10 years ago, when all the pitches were flat and you just needed guys.
Well, it's perfect for 2022 to 2023. You'd have to say England's record really does stand up.
Yeah,
they beat New Zealand 3-0 at home. They beat the West Indies 3-0 at home. Then they
2-1 against South Africa.
I don't think they then played India
They played.
They played Australia in 2020. Oh, that's right. It's South Africa, not West Indies. Yeah. So they had a
2-1.
2-1.
They could have lost that series too.
Well, they had a good 5. They could have lost all of them, right? But this was where Bazball came from. So they win 5 tests and they lose one against South Africa. They then go away and they beat Pakistan 3-0. Right, so 20.
That was incredible.
That was
remember,
phenomenal.
Australia went there and just won 1 test, and at the last,
so they had
New Zealand couldn't win over there.
They had a golden start, and then so that's 2022.
Yep.
They then go to New Zealand to win as well, and in the start of 2023, they should have won that if not for that enforcing the follow-on, and then of course we've got the Ashes in 2023. You've got to say that first 12 months of Bazball wasn't without its criticism, but it was bloody exciting.
Very.
And it was really, it rejuvenated the game, brought a lot of interest outside of cricket to cricket.
100%.
And if you look at the crowds that have come in the last few years, remember the crowds when India were here in the last time they were here?
Yeah.
Compared to this year, full houses every day this year. That wasn't the case pre-Bazball. But the record since 2023 actually isn't great.
No.
They lose in India. They lose this year. They lost against Sri Lanka at home. It's why that is and where that is we can discuss elsewhere. But if they lose this series, having lost against India away, having drawn with India at home, having drawn with Australia at home, they're judged on Ashes and India now more than they ever were. They're the 2 big teams. They played them 4 times. They've lost once away, drawn 2 at home. If they lose this one away as well, then you would imagine there would be enforced changes.
They would reset. They'd start again.
They have to, don't they?
Yeah, they would do. And so the lads like Hamid are going to be the beneficiaries of that because he's, 1,500 runs last year, captained the county champions. He's got good credibility. If he wants to come back and play for Lancs, he can do.
I can't see that happening, though, unless there's changes everywhere.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing.
And actually, that itself would be a typical England knee-jerk reaction because I don't think you need wholesale change, no matter what happens. You just need refining and changing slightly. Is that going to happen, though?
Here's the one thing that McCullum got wrong, right? Forget the record is what it is, right?
Yeah.
The one thing he got wrong is he never really tackled the biggest issue, which is that England cricket only really focuses around the Ashes. And so now, chances of going to Australia and winning is always low. Because Australia has been one of the greatest home teams in the history of Test cricket over a long period of time. And you were going over, albeit they lost his first test against half the best bowling attack. But, one of Australia's most all-round greatest bowling attacks we've ever seen. 4-man bowling attacks they've ever had, right? So chances are you were going to lose the Ashes. If you can't explain to people that this is not about the Ashes and this is about changing, and I don't think they did. I don't think they managed to change that perception enough. Then eventually, I thought the best case scenario was England probably losing the series 3-2, right? Now, it looks
Long way to go yet.
No, then they might still come back.
Long way to go.
Yeah.
But there aren't many teams who lose the first test in Australia.
And also, character comes into it, and I would have it on the board. I used to have it on the board after a 1-0 loss. It'd be there. Today, I want you to play like you've never played before. I want you to play well.
That's the most English thing we've heard.
That's it. They've got to really turn up at Brisbane.
Right. So, but the point being is that the narrative.
Play with a noggin. Play with this.
But the thing is, if you can't change the narrative, that's English's cricket's biggest problem. It's not losing the series 4-1. It's not whether Bazball has been successful or not. If Bazball is successful, forget the record. It will be if people in English cricket understand every single test match matters, and that when you're building your side, you should be thinking about winning test matches everywhere, because when you get to Australia, you'll have a better side.
Win.
His 3-letter word from the football bloke from before.
So let's go back.
Football bloke, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Played football, didn't he?
Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to that decision by Ben Stokes, which it treated us to one of the best test matches of all time when New Zealand, following on, beat England by 1 run. Okay? If you were the coach and Ben Stokes has basically given New Zealand the chance to win that test match when they could have just battered them out and win the game, but it would have been very boring. Is that where this all started? Is that where it all became about hubris rather than winning?
Entertainment.
That three.
Entertainment. A great game. One
Yeah.
of the greatest Test matches.
Yeah.
And you just said if he'd gone the other way, it'd been boring.
I walked out of Old Trafford
Yeah.
when England beat Sri Lanka. Joe Root scored whatever runs he did, and they won by 5 wickets or something, you know, and it was like, it wasn't great fare. But England won, right? And I walked out the ground, and all I could hear around me were fans going, "Oh, that was a bit boring, wasn't it?"
No.
Totally true story, right?
Right.
And then I was in New Zealand for that Wellington Test match, and you couldn't move for people saying they did not care that England lost the game. It was one of the best games ever.
Yeah, but there
So what is?
you also can't go anywhere now for England fans complaining about them not winning. So you can't actually make fans happy, can you?
No.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Remember when there was that big period where Australia was winning too much and
Yeah.
everyone was complaining that Australia were boring? And it's like,
Well, that's one of the reasons why I feel they probably lost the press, because the press were bored.
yeah, 100%. And so I do get that. But the 3-letter word, win, essentially is what you want your side to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you can't win the fans, because even when you win, they want you to win the right way. Right?
Yeah.
You've got a football team that, we want the players running down the wings. You know, basketball, we want it to be, we don't want a half-court ball fest. We want it to be slam dunks and alley-oops and all this sort of stuff, right? So you can't actually do anything to win over the whims of fans, because fans change.
There's a cross-section. You've got the win, I don't care how we win.
Yes.
And then you've got the ones who say, I want to be entertained.
You can't win those people, because then afterwards they will say, "Oh, we've got to win more games.
Yeah.
We were entertained for 4 losses, but the 5th loss wasn't any good." At the end of the day, you're a professional athlete. The most important thing you can do is to win. And I hope at the heart of Bazball, that was the center of it was, we will win more games playing this way than anywhere else, and we'll entertain on the way. There were times when they maybe drank the Kool-Aid a bit much and thought it was all about the moral wins and the entertaining.